Oh, we could just write Apotheconversations on
We'll
there.
do it next time.
Anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first, definitely not the fourth attempt at Apotheconversation, RPA Fantasy Football Edition, right the day of the first season's game. I'm joined here by Casey Thomas and Logan Muskowski.
First day of the rest of our lives.
First day of the rest of our year.
Let's go.
We're all very excited to enjoy this fantasy football season. We'll have a healthy rivalry going around the office, and we're looking forward to do our deep dive into each of the different matchups for week one. So I'm going to pivot us into that.
I'm excited because this is the second season. Last year was our inaugural season, and I think we have a lot of activity amongst the crew here.
Even the rookies this year feel like they're better than they were last year. I was one of the rookies last year, and I feel more confident in what everybody has going on.
It'll be an interesting science experiment to see what 1 year of difference can make in terms of knowledge, skill set, how fantasy football works in general. I mean, you've dove in head first more than most. But to see people like Tabby has her own motives for drafting and perspectives, and Daniel who has a pretty decent knowledge about football but not the fantasy side of it. It's just interesting to see how it all shakes out. And then with guys like you, like Tim, Teddy, our second year guys, to see how they kind of shake out.
I'm excited to see that too. Our objective in this first Apotheconversation is to kind of do a dual draft analysis as well as first matchup analysis. And as we continue on into the subsequent weeks, hopefully we get the opportunity to do post-game analysis and ongoing look into the next week. So we're going to start up real quick by taking a look at our first matchup, which is between Tim and Daniel, Fungus Among Us and Beast Mode Brigade. I'll take the lead on this one. And, some of the things that will immediately jump out at you are the differences in the quarterbacks. Joe Burrow is just much more likely to be hitting his mark, I think, than Patrick Mahomes in this foreign game. I would say that it's very even between the two wide receivers sets between both of the teams. I think both of them are very solid wide receiver sets. I'm not a personal big fan of DK Metcalf, but I think that if there's an edge, it goes slightly to Daniel Masat, but Joe Burrow kind of balancing that out. As we get into the running backs, I see, once again, both extremely high level and capable running back cores between the two teams. This is a very even match, in my opinion, between both of them. And our real first big break comes in the differences between Dallas Goedert and Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers, obviously, even on points represented, is much more likely to win. And then counterbalanced slightly by Deebo Samuels, who, in my opinion, will probably beat out Travis Etienne, who's different than he was yesterday. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
What's the difference? A couple of points, like a percentage of a point?
No, but
so previously he had Johnson.
Oh, he switched. Excuse me. I thought you meant his points were different.
Etienne.
You're right.
He must have heard some of our conversation, or maybe he
thought
just
about it.
Felt the vibes, because we did discuss what we thought. I like his team with Etienne in there.
I think Etienne's a solid choice. To kind of put my stamp on it, I believe, and this is, I think, a slight hot take and a little difference, I think that Fungus Among Us is going to take this week one win, and this is going to be one of the closest matches that we're going to have. What do you guys think about that?
I think it'll be a close matchup. I think my only concerns with Fungus Among Us is all of his running backs that he's starting: Gibbs, Walker, and Etienne. I get it. Gibbs is a consensus top 5 running back right now. He is in a timeshare with David Montgomery. Kenneth Walker, people are high on. With their new offensive coordinator, he kind of has to reestablish himself as the guy. And Zach Charbonnet is someone who could obviously take touches, who was good late in the season. And then Etienne, same kind of thing. He's got Tank Bigsby right on his tail. So I think from that perspective, I actually like Daniel's team more this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's calling some, because I think Etienne will be the guy in Jacksonville. I think we're 2 years removed now for him being a running back 3 in the league. You know, he had a down year last year, but he had an injury year. The whole of the Jaguars organization had a down year last year. I think he'll be the guy. I don't know if the timeshare aspect of the teams are going to factor in as heavily, and I do think the difference in Brock to Dallas Goedert is just going to be too big of a gap for him to make up. I think I'm with you, Sean. I think that it's going to be it's a Timberley Stadium win here for old Tim.
Gotcha.
I like Etienne over the season. I think week 1 is where we all kind of have to sit back and watch what the teams do and how the offenses kind of shake out.
It's going to be a massive calibration week for our expectations on defenses and player performance.
For sure. I only pointed out the running back disparity because for Daniel Massat, Barkley is the guy. He's going to get a ton of touches. And for Tennessee, Pollard is the guy with
I believe
Spears with Tajay on IR.
The running back
Pollard is going to
situation
get
tipped
the
towards
lion's
Daniel.
share of carries there. So it's just from a potential potential,
Yeah.
I think he has a higher ceiling.
For each of these, we brought it up yesterday, and it's a little less obvious now. But are there any hot takes from the bench flex that you guys would make?
I would, for Daniel's team, even though I'm picking him to win, I see 2 players that stick out. Warren as the tight end rookie in Indianapolis. I think he has higher upside than Goddard. And as far as Stephon Diggs, I think Diggs, it's hard to say with the
Diggs
wide
over
receivers,
Samuel?
with the wide receivers that he currently has, which he's stacked on. I think Diggs is going to have a really good week 1.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Diggs is going to be the guy in New England. I don't remember what the second year, what the heck, Jalen Polk, I think is the second year guy in
Hey, I didn't know his name.
in New England. Stephon Diggs is going to be the guy, and I think that what the heck's his name?
Jalen Polk.
I think that Drake May, thank you. Drake May is going to lean heavily on that veteran presence because he's on Stephon Diggs and on Hunter Henry
Has he had
specifically.
enough time with Stephon Diggs to be able to form the
Diggs
relationship?
has a lot to prove this year after having a short season last year due to injury.
But he was great last year. Like he was really good before he got
Stephon
hurt.
Diggs was in Houston, right?
Yeah, he was at Houston, but he was really. This sort of thing. I get. He's an older wide receiver. He's got character issues, stuff like that. I don't get why people are so down on him. He was stellar last year.
Would you put him in a similar category as Deebo Samuel's
Yes.
entering into Washington?
Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
You're more up on Stephon Diggs
No,
than Deebo Samuel?
I think if we're talking hypothetical, Deebo Samuel is in a situation he's the number 2 receiver for Washington.
Diggs is number 1.
Prior to McLaurin signing his deal, getting that deal, I would have said Deebo would have been the better start. I think it's really either or. I think you could start either or. I just feel like Diggs is going to have a
So you
good
don't think he's
first
got
week.
so you were kind of light on your harshness for the bench decisions.
He's also playing. Stephon Diggs is playing Vegas, who they have one good player on their defense. And I think Washington's playing as I know that I know that I don't think they're playing the Giants. I know they're playing the Giants. Little inside tip for you: they're playing the Giants. I think their defense will be an underrated good unit this year. So I think I would take Diggs over Deebo.
My little hot take here probably is that Mooney was the right decision over Travis Etienne. I think Mooney's going to outscore Travis Etienne by 2 or 3 points.
That's 2
That being
points.
said, all of these decisions are better than Caleb Johnson.
But 2 or 3 points could be the difference in this matchup, as you said.
I think you're right. Let's pivot on to the next one. Who wants to take the next one?
Do,
Nightmare Tornadoes?
Yeah, let's look at John. John Hansen.
I'm having deja vu. I feel like we've done this before.
So just looking at the matchup, I don't see quarterback doesn't jump out to me as a one or the other having a better matchup. I see wide receiver wise, Teddy has significant upside. I love Drake London against Tampa Bay's defense. Tampa Bay got smoked both times in the air against Tampa last year. It's a division matchup. I kind of see similarities happening. Terry McLaurin, now that he's signed, is going to still be the guy. Hopefully he maintains that chemistry with Jaden Daniels. Xavier Worthy, he is kind of the primary target outside of Kelsey. It is a game overseas, so that tends to be kind of weird. But when I look at John's receivers, I don't like Devonta Smith just as general play. I don't like.
You just hate him.
I don't. It's not that I hate him. He was a
seems like the nicest
fantastic
guy.
He was a fantastic wide receiver
I think
in
he's a
college,
really
and
good
he's a
guy.
big play
The
receiver.
opposite
But
of Stephon Diggs.
in our league, and it's only a half-point PPR, but in our league, I don't think he gets the target share that kind of qualifies someone who you want to have starting regularly in your wide receiver spot. Justin Jefferson, I'm going to point out, his matchup this week in Chicago. Chicago's defense is not dog water, as some people might think. He's going to be shadowed by Chicago's #1 corner.
I think I'm seeing where you're leaning.
And my hot take is that Justin Jefferson severely underperforms this week.
Ooh.
And I know John probably has him in his flex because it's a Monday night game, which makes sense. But you have to start Justin Jefferson. He's
Agreed.
your first round pick. I think he's going to have less than 10 points this week.
Even with Addison out, and is only
Even with Addison out, because
Who's the wide receiver 2 right now?
I believe
T.J. Hawkinson.
No, I believe they just acquired him from the Carolina Panthers, and Adam Thielen
okay.
would probably be the #2. And I just feel like Justin Jefferson last year, late in the season, when they played Chicago, he was shadowed and he was held to like 3 catches, maybe 40 yards. It was one of his worst games.
Does Chicago have an outstanding secondary?
They have a really good shadow corner.
Not quite the same caliber as your Denver guy.
No one does.
No one does.
No, I think my only knock against that is Chicago's such an Ben Johnson's such an offensively minded coach out there. You know that it's going to be interesting to see how the defense performs. I don't know enough ball to know who Chicago's defensive coordinator is and what he's up to, but you know they're going to be a middle of the pack group at best. And what was the corner's name? Did you guys?
Jalen Johnson, and
Jalen
he's a
Johnson.
2-time Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
So like he's not trash.
No.
So and like I said, he's going to shadow JJ. My hot take is JJ is going to have a down week. For the season, he's probably going to have a Justin Jefferson season. He's going to be a top 3 receiver. I just think this particular week's matchup, I think Teddy has it.
Any thoughts on their running back core? Or are they too similar and good to really make?
I'm not a fan of Hampton because starting Hampton week 1 is kind of a bold choice with Najee Harris.
Actually
kind of
not hurt.
Cyclops is on the depth chart and he's going to be getting carries. They are a run-heavy offense, but he's not getting like running back 1, running back 2 type of carries. You want someone who's going to have a lot of touches.
They do got a good line though. Chargers got
their offense is built to run the ball.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's not an effective runner. I just don't like starting players who have a high probability of not getting enough touches because you can't score points without having touches, and that's catches, that's running the ball. I don't know what his
unless you're Jameson Williams.
I don't know what his stats were as far as a receiving back. I don't think he specs as a high receiving type of back. Chase Brown is phenomenal, but when you look at Teddy's team, Chuba Hubbard is the guy, Derrick Henry is the guy. Both of those guys are going to get a ton of opportunities. Opportunities gives you points. Points gives you the win.
Okay, so I'm seeing your edge on Teddy's side. I agree with that edge. Do you agree with the Teddy kind of taking the win here?
My only, I do think that it feels weird to rehash what we had said yesterday a little bit, but I think Marvin Harrison Jr. and Evan Ingram could make a big difference.
Oh yeah, that's right. And slip that Denver property.
Evan Ingram. I think we'll have a good year. I think he'll have a better year than he had last year. I think
He was on the Jaguars last year.
Evan Ingram is a wonderful team player, but Evan Ingram is not a fantasy relevant tight end.
I think he could be, especially in a Sean Payton offense. But Marvin Harrison Jr. in particular, I think, like I said yesterday, I'll make the joke again. New Orleans is a flag football team. I don't know a single.
I don't see your Broncos labeled Kool-Aid that you're
I already drank it. It's gone. The season's starting. It's already
in his veins.
Yeah, after Bo Nix's 4th game, I just chugged it all. Actually, anyway, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. You made the point yesterday that if they get too far ahead, because as anticipated, New Orleans is a very bad team. They get too far ahead, they're going to be running the ball. It's going to be a good James Conner week. I think if they get far enough, if they have a comfortable enough lead, I think they might take a couple of shots just to test that chemistry, that Kyler, Marvin Harrison, and
test the chemistry.
And even Kyler said recently, he's like, me and Marvin's connection this year is miles ahead of where it was. I mean,
Marvin's so jacked.
It's all preseason bullshit. But I think
he gained 20 pounds of muscle.
I hadn't heard that. Is that
who's the other one? It's him or someone else? Scrawny wide receivers on that team.
Not Devonta Smith.
No, I think it's Marvin Harrison.
But
insert picture of Marvin Harrison now jacked before and after.
Yeah, before and after.
But I think Marvin Harrison could have a couple of deep balls, good long touchdown, something like that.
He loves them long
duck dong deep balls.
Well, I'm going to give you a little hot take version. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. isn't going to do super good this year.
No.
This game.
This game?
But we'll see. So let's. So you're disagreeing. You think that?
You think John's going to
win?
win?
I think John can win. Yeah. I would give it like a 55-45 John.
Tiebreaker, Sean. Who do you think is going to win this matchup?
No. I think it's easily Teddy. I think it's a much more lopsided one than the Tim game.
All right, John.
Well, we'll see. Maybe you got your guy here. Now, are there anybody who's making a mistake with their bench like we were talking about before?
I would say...
Could be Amari and Hampton. I know I'm pretty far screwed down.
Okay.
It's not a you.
Okay. Jameson Williams is going to have a better game than Justin Jefferson. I think DeAndre Swift...
That is... Well, you can stamp yourself for that hot take.
I think Williams. I think Jameson Williams, and I'm not a big fan. I don't have many shares. I'm in 3 fantasy leagues.
Which one's Jameson Williams?
Very top. Yeah,
the top one, not the bottom Jay Williams. The top Jay Williams.
So Jameson Williams, I think he has long ball prospects of being a top 15 fantasy receiver over the year. If something happens to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Not that I want anything to happen to him, but I think he showed tremendous amounts of potential last year. He's the deep threat. Amon-Ra runs across the middle and has a lot of those shorter routes. Mm-hmm. Williams is the deep threat guy.
He's a wide receiver 2 this year, pretty clearly.
Yeah,
I would say
there's not really
he's a wide receiver 7 or 8 targets.
He's a home run hitter.
Looking at
the
season, I like John's team more. Looking at the matchup, I like Teddy this week.
I think looking at the season, I do like Teddy's team more, but I like John's bench and depth more a little bit. So we'll see how injuries go and everything like that.
Yeah, I think Teddy's a little more fragile in his team. Derrick Henry's an older guy. Xavier Worthy's had some injury stuff.
John's got to do something about his tight end. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and
he doesn't agree.
The biggest issue on John's team is there's a mistake in that third line on the bench. He has Javonte Williams on his team at all, which is just a bad pick. That's the other Jay Williams.
Yes.
All right, let's move her on.
Anywho,
and so we'll go into Casey's analysis. I think Casey, you were going to go for the Lucky 13 and Steamrollers, right?
No, that was me. I was. I was handling yours.
Oh no, that's right. Excuse me. It's your turn.
Yes, I was handling him. That's right.
So I'm going to switch over here.
So
hey, who's that player?
Who's that guy? Who's?
So do you think Bo Nix is going to outperform Jaden Daniels this week?
I hope so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, honestly, like I said, I think the Giants have a sneaky decent defense, and Tennessee, they're
sneaky decent.
They're a Pop Warner defense. They're not a flag football team. They're a little above that. Their defense isn't anything special. I think. I hate to say it. I think Bo. Bye, Sean. I think Bo is might be a slow starter. You know, he slow start last year, but we never know. He's had more time in the system. People have had more time to watch him. I don't know. I do think. I think he has the chance to outperform Jaden Daniels this week. That being said, you want some water there, Case? Ooh.
Oh my God.
I think he's got the chance. I think
that you're too connected to this. You're too close.
I'm just saying. I think the wide receiver depth is where.
Is your hot take that Bo Nix is going to outperform Jaden Daniels in this game?
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right, I'll take the other side.
I'll take the other side as well.
I'll take that.
Jane Daniels is going to have a tremendous fantasy
It's the
season.
Giants.
Jane Daniels could potentially be the quarterback one this year.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
Matchups aside, Jaden Daniels has the talent to be the QB1 for the season, and the matchup against the Giants is I don't know.
I
know you like Bo Nix. I could sit here and talk about how Tua Tagovailoa is going to dice up the Colts this week, but
you don't have
for fantasy purposes, I can't get behind.
I'm just saying. I think both are poised for any sort of sophomore slump. There's every chance of a sophomore slump because they've had all these teams have had all these teams have had an off season to watch their film, to see them, and I get it. I understand. Jaden Daniels is a better runner. Is that what you're betting on?
Teams, let's hope they both suck.
Yeah, I'm having an aneurysm right now.
Anywho, I think the wide receiver core is where Mikey pulls away a little. I mean, pulls away significantly. CD and Mike Evans, I would take over Devontae Adams and Zay Flowers any day.
100 out of 100 times.
Yeah. Devontae Adams is a good contested catch guy.
Mike Evans over both of them
but
as
he's
well.
Getting old. Zay Flowers is kind of like Jameson Williams in my mind. Of if he's in the game plan, he's gonna have a day. If he's not in the game plan, I mean, he's gonna get you 3 points. But
isn't it nice that you have levels on your?
I love that. I'm staring at them constantly. I'm trying not to. The
running backs.
On the other side, running backs. John gets an edge here. Josh Jacobs and JT are just two at the top of their game. You know, JT is such a good open field, make space, break a big one loose, except for when he drops it on the 1 yard line versus the Broncos.
But he is playing the Miami Dolphins.
He is playing the Miami Dolphins, so he's gonna bust like 250 yards easy. Josh Jacobs is. I wanted him real bad for his goal line work.
So he's really
but I'm real low on James Cook.
Up in the first round.
Yeah, it was his 101 or his 101.
I think Josh Jacobs with the offseason acquisitions Green Bay's made, with they're poising themselves to have leads early. Josh Jacobs is a guy that's going to get a ton of touches.
120, 140 yards a game kind of thing.
Even if he's getting 20 to 25 carries and he gets a couple of passes thrown to him or dumped to him, he's going to score almost every week.
I'm going to say, you know,
I think the points reflect
40% of his carries are going to be within the 20-yard line.
I think we always look at projections and we say, you can't really base your team week in and week out on projections. But if you look at the running back matchup here, the projections kind of tell the story. You have two top running backs going up against, and I know you're
extremely mid ones.
Volatile is the term I would use. RJ Harvey is a great talent.
We haven't seen him
yet,
we
don't know what is going to go on with that offense.
Below in the depth chart as well.
And it's a shared backfield.
And
it's him and J.K. Dobbins.
Cook is a guy that he's feast or famine, so he could have a great week. He could also have kind of a dud week. It depends. They're going against Baltimore.
Is Cook receiving?
He is. Yeah. He's a guy.
So I could get some points in there too.
He is. Yeah, Cook is a guy that can get a dump pass to him.
Another running back that you would equate Cook to?
I would equate Cook's skill set to like an Alvin Kamara.
Okay, so that Alvin Kamara is a very pass-heavy guy.
James Cook
is similar to Achane in level of catches.
Okay.
So whereas you take somebody like Josh Jacobs and he's not.
Josh Jacobs does not. Yeah, he'll get 3
the
targets.
Odd pass, yeah.
But yeah.
So my noviceness is speaking right now. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not high on James Cook either. I think James Cook. I think RJ Harvey could have a good year, but he just has the struggle of being in a Sean Payton split backfield. Sean Payton, I think it is in his entire coaching career has had like 1,000-yard rusher or something insane. Like he does such a split backfield thing all the time. I could be wrong on that, but it's pretty.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're wrong on.
It's not. He doesn't have that many. He just loves the split backfield workload.
Sean Payton do college ball a lot?
No.
I
think he coached college in like the 80s or something a little bit.
He's old.
He's an old guy, yeah.
Do you think his age has anything to do with his skill set?
Part of my problem with Sean Payton as a coach is he's a very old school coach in a lot of ways.
He's both old and old
school. Yeah. So it's good and bad. It's got its ups and downs. The long and short of it is, I'll quit talking about that. I'll let the kind of tail of the tape here talk for the kickers. it's a push. No one cares.
Yeah. What about
Baltimore.
their flex spots?
I was knocking these two out real quick. But Baltimore and Denver, I think Denver can have a good day. Baltimore can have an equally good day. I think they're an improved defense from last year, so I think
Denver is really
good. Well, good projection. But yeah, I think we're gonna have our biggest difference here. I think is Chris Olave and Jerry Jeudy. I have zero faith in any New Orleans players. I don't.
So running backs, I just want to touch base back on your comment about Sean Payton. Running backs for the Saints that Sean Payton had under his wing. Alvin Kamara was one. Alvin Kamara was 100,000 yard or 100,000.
100,000.
He was a 1,000-yard rusher multiple times. Mark Ingram, which in Mark Ingram's prime was a 1,000-yard rusher.
Okay.
Reggie Bush in his prime
Was
a 100 or 1,000-yard rusher.
So he's got some great running back.
He's always had
which in my opinion
run
really,
game scheme.
which means that RJ Harvey.
I think him coming to Denver. I think in the last few years that he's been there, he's been trying to find and figure out, and with the talent that he's had, it's just trying to figure out who is going to fit that mold.
Who's the guy? And he tried to make Javonte
Maybe it's
Williams
RJ Harvey.
happen. I hope it is. I really hope it
I
is.
bet you do.
We haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since Philip Lindsay.
Philip Lindsay.
Anywho, I do think that Chris Olave.
Confidence in Olave.
Yeah, I have no confidence in Olave. I think Jerry Jeudy is gonna. I don't have much. I don't have much more faith in Cleveland and Joe Flacco at 47 years old, hucking the ball down to him. But
So that means you gave just as a recap of what you said. You think Bo Nix is going to beat him out a little bit. That might be your hopefulness. You think CeeDee Lamb,
Wide
Mike
receivers,
Evans,
he's
takes
got
the
it.
up and wide receiver.
Running
You think
backs.
that the running backs, however, Mikey's got John's got it, and these guys are pushed.
So who do you have winning?
I would give it to John. I think. I think that the difference that Josh Jacobs and JT have are going to push him over the edge high enough. I would like Mike to win, but I just don't think he's. I don't think the difference is stark enough between Bo and Jaden and Olave and Jeudy to overcome that.
I think I agree with you. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you agree with him.
I
too?
wouldn't say unfortunately, but yeah, I think John wins
No,
this
I
week.
I want us to have opposed.
I think
opinions.
from long-term potential, I really love Mike's depth. Mike did a fantastic job with Downs, having Chubb, Charbonnet.
He likes Tua on his bench.
Tua, I'm going to tell you right now, for a guy that got drafted at the end of the draft in a lot of fantasy leagues, is a free agent, keep an eye out because I'm drinking the Dolphins Kool-Aid as much as he's drinking the Broncos Kool-Aid. But if Tua's healthy, which I feel like everybody's down on us, I think that's when we're going to thrive as a team. Dolphins is.
Yeah.
I think Tua's going to have a really good year.
Okay. Any bench decisions you would have made?
Just looking, I mean, I would probably start Tua over Bo Nix. But outside of that,
I heard the smile on your face. Come on, I didn't have to look. I heard you.
I'm looking
I heard
at
you
you
trying not to- I heard it.
I'm waiting to see the vein pop on the side of his
No,
head.
I'm not a.
No, their benches are kind of meh compared to who they have starting outside of Olave. Is someone's got to catch the ball in New Orleans, and it might as well be Olave.
They got Spencer Rattler throwing it. Dude, does someone have to catch it?
The Miami defense, or the Arizona defense is going to be catching it.
I mean, a terrible quarterback in the NFL throws for 200 to 220 yards. Someone has to receive those 200 to 220 yards.
Yeah.
Someone does.
The tight end.
I mean,
It's not Taysom Hill.
Juwan Johnson.
Yeah.
Not Taysom Hill.
He's hurt.
Taysom Hill, get your
Taysom
shit
is on
together.
the injured
I
reserve.
want you on
but
my team.
keep an eye out for Taysom Hill towards the end of the year being on my bench.
What's the guess for Taysom Hill's breakout week?
Week 12.
I was gonna say 13.
I've got 4. What is their
16.
bye week?
Oh.
I say 14 if it's not. The
Yeah,
bye week.
yeah. All right, yeah. We'll move
All right,
on.
we'll move her along. So why don't we go back to Casey to do his hot take on the next scene? So Casey, who are you going to do?
My hot take would be on the Phoenix and Tabs the Mighty. So now we're analyzing each other's teams. This is the fun part. So when I look at this matchup,
Do better than So I've done bad this whole.
I see.
So much nicer. Dingus. Continue. I'm sorry.
That's okay. When I look at this matchup, and I have conflicting feelings because personally I have some investment in some of these players in other leagues.
That's the scary part.
So I'll look at my compadre Logan here when I say I love George Kittle. I think he's going to be the guy that is going to take over a lot of the catches that Debo would have gotten, a lot of those big plays. I think he's going to be kind of a focal point of their offense this season.
Okay.
Receiver-wise, I like Brian Thomas Jr. I like Puka. I like. The quarterback matchups are pretty much even. They're both top-tier quarterbacks. Both are going to put up 20 points. It's, even with the matchups, Buffalo's a tough play, but Lamar Jackson always balls out.
Yeah, I mean, I think they got, what was it, like 60 points or something combined in their game last year. I'm curious what the score of that game is.
I think this matchup is going to be the highest scoring matchup of the week.
Whoa!
I do.
That's your hot take.
That's sure. Call it a hot take. Genty, we have to see what Genty is doing in that offense. He's obviously going to get the ball a lot. We just have to see how he translates to the NFL game. I love Austin Eckler, starting him week 1. Now, maybe for the long haul of the season, maybe he's not the guy, but Eckler starting the year.
He's the guy tomorrow.
Eckler is someone who, prior to your introduction to fantasy football, was a guy like Devon Achane, who was running the ball, was catching passes, just a playmaker, a baller.
He was a running back and one year, wasn't he?
Was.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
for the Chargers.
Strongly the running back one. I heard a report this morning that Bill is 4th on the depth chart.
Yeah, I mean, for regards to Washington's offense, again, week 1, we have to let it shake out. They're going to give it to him. They're paying him. He's going to be the one that gets...
Austin Eckler.
Yeah, Eckler's going to be getting the share.
Okay.
I think Kelsey is going to have a bounce-back season. I know he was low.
Agree.
He lost like 20 pounds in the offseason. He's getting married to Taylor Swift. He's got connections with Royal Palm Aluminum. And so...
Don't talk about that.
And so I think he's due for a big season. As far as the matchup, who's going to win, who's going to lose... It really is a coin flip. I would have to look at the bench to see if there's anybody that might be a difference maker. And just looking,
you got some options on.
I mean, I think the scary thing for Logan's team is going to be Igbuka, because he has been talk of the town for Tampa. He's a rookie receiver. He's looking like he's going to be
Godwin's playing this week.
Cone Godwin's back.
No, he's not. But I think outside of that flex spot, I can't imagine. I would say like even someone like a Thielen could be a safety blanket for JJ. That's too hard to predict. Where you drafted Igbuka, you have to start him in your flex.
Yeah.
Is Dobbins going to be the guy that gets the first carry for Denver?
You're not allowed to talk about your own.
I can't talk about my thoughts after the fact?
You can talk about it at the end.
Okay.
I honestly think I'm going to have to give the edge to Tabby on this one, and it's nothing personal because I like Aaron Jones too, but I think there's a slight edge for Tabby this week. You could prove me wrong. This is part of fantasy.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be
talk until I get.
I think this is also going to be.
You're right.
I think this is also going to be a close matchup.
All right.
And I think it's going to be the highest scoring matchup of the week.
So I think Tabby's gonna kick your butt this week. I think that it's
kicking. And you know what? She's got Harrison Butker. She loves
Harrison
She
Butker.
supports everything that Harrison Butker says.
Tabby is Sean's wife, and
Yeah.
Tabby, if you're watching, we're so happy that you're in the league. First year, and just to see the caliber of characters that she drafted when she was so adamant to make sure that she drafted just good people, and Harrison Butker just kind of
She's already
fits that
requested a
mold.
trade for Stephon Diggs. So bench-wise, I think that you're making a mistake with Emeka Egbuka for this first week. I think DJ Moore is a great option for him to be running as a
DJ,
flex.
yeah.
More. I think that Tabby's flex spot is much stronger than yours.
Caleb's got another, after his rookie season. I think Caleb's going to take a step up.
I think you should play J.K. Dobbins this week, is my opinion. I think that he's going to run more than we think versus R.J. Harvey, and I think that would give you a Denver option. But that's my hot take, is that J.K. Dobbins is going to outperform Mbuka. That's like
I love it.
Not crazy hot.
Okay.
Your version was, I think I agree with you that Tabby's going to take it this week, though. But if you make that change, then you might not lose.
All right, so
now your turn.
So here's my
What's your thought process?
Here's my
on this?
thinking. Okay,
Go back up.
I'm not going to change anything. Lamar's Lamar, BTJ, Puka. I don't love. I really loved my running back room last year. I'm not super psyched about him. It's just the way that the draft fell.
I think Montgomery will surprise you at how good he's going to be for you.
And knock on wood, Demon, as far as I'm aware, has not had any offseason setbacks. He's been healthy. I don't think there's been any issues there. He's just another year older. Which same with Aaron Jones.
How old is he?
32?
Oh, he's
31,
older.
32? I could be wrong, but I think he's in his 30s now.
He's the same age as you.
Same with, I feel old too. I'm not playing football. Same with Aaron Jones, just another year older, which is statistically there's a fall off in running backs when you get
28.
He's 28.
He's 28.
So can you slow your roll a little bit? Give me a break. I remember being
prime.
I had a 1-year-old at 28.
I thought he was fucking.
Nope.
That's crazy.
28 years old.
I'll take that one. That's on me. I'm happy.
Trade me your aging running back.
My aged running back. Kittle, I'm fine with. I'm not high on the tight end position in general, but I'll take it. I'll take George Kittle. Ibuka is he's a stud receiver. He's a stud receiver in a.
I'm going for the big swing here.
I'm going for the big swing, and the fact that Chris Godwin's not there. Mike Evans is actually old. No one's gonna fight.
34.
No one's gonna fight me on that. He's actually older.
You don't think J.K. Dobbins is going to pound the rock versus Tennessee if they get up a little bit and they hold him down with defense, throttle them a little bit, and J.K. Dobbins is going to get you 15 points?
15 points
Then
is
he's
a
touchdown
lot.
and he runs it for 100 yards. And I think RJ...
We haven't had a 100-yard rusher in fucking
since Philip
70. Basically, I think since Philip Lindsay, brother. Our running game has been bad, even though we have such good offensive line.
Who's your bench pick over RJ over
Mbuka? Man.
I would take it. I'm still. I understand where you're coming from. I think.
I'm not trying to convince you.
No,
I want you to not change.
I'm concerned about JK.
I like Thielen or Jennings. I like either of those guys over Mbuka. Because Jennings is the number one right now.
We're fighting for
Is
a
he
little hat,
now?
so.
Is he though?
He is. He's the number one receiver on their depth chart.
Your thought process is rational. I get it. I think you need to get a little bit spicy in order to overcome the at least implied deficit that the matchup shows. And
You're swinging for the fences, and for a matchup that I think is going to be the highest scoring matchup, you have to swing for the fences. You can't bunt.
I don't think this is. I think this is going to be a mid-scoring matchup. I think that there are a couple other matchups, and once we look at the main screen, I'll kind of perceive of it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll move on. Casey, why don't you do me?
I'm guessing, Logan, you pick yourself to win.
Fuck that guy.
Let my wife win.
Yeah. No, I'm punting this week. I think my punter is gonna have a good week. Anyway, yes, I will win. I will win. Sorry, Tabby.
So we think Tabby. You think yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Right.
We all should hope. Well, we all should think we are going to win.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what are you doing?
What are you doing here?
We can make decisions to sack games later on when we get to the bye weeks.
Yeah.
Go for
Okay.
it.
Oh no, that was I did the breakdown.
No,
for
this is
Logan.
me. This is mine.
Yeah, this is
my
Logan.
breakdown.
Logan,
Oh,
come on, let's
I
hear
always
it.
forget that.
Yeah.
Sorry, because the last word. Go for it.
Yeah. So I think looking at, the Josh Allen is probably the most fantasy relevant quarterback we've seen in a fucking decade. I don't know. It's tough to beat him. You got that. You got that section there. The wide receiver, that's tough. That's tough to look at. Listen, credit where
It's like your running backs.
credit where credit's due. George Pickens, I think, George Pickens and CD are gonna really benefit from having each other. They're both going to accelerate their growth by having each other. And Ricky Pearsall, I think Ricky Pearsall could take over Jawan as the wide receiver 1 by the end of the year. I'm pretty high on Ricky. I think he'll have a good year. It's not Jamar Chase and AJ Brown. I don't even like AJ Brown that much. I think it's just it is AJ.
Do you think they're going to need to throw the ball versus Dak Prescott?
Oh, I think they're going to throw. It's a divisional game. You want to embarrass your divisional opponent. You're not
embarrassment. I forgot about that.
Divisional games are wild cards in that anything can happen, and you don't want to let anything bad happen.
Remember,
so
I'm facing Ken. You want me to win.
Yeah, I'm just saying. But we switch it back the other way. I think the running back room swings back in your favor. I'm low on CMC. He stood me up last year. I took him out for a date, and he stood me up.
It's reasonable.
And I think Bucky may take a little bit of a step back. I don't think Bucky's going to keep going to the moon like people are kind of expecting him to. Lost Liam Cohen, lost his OC that kind of really pushed him to those heights. But I still think he's miles better than Breece Hall and fucking. I think Trayvon Henderson could be good. I think.
What do you think about him in this matchup versus Las Vegas?
Like I said, Las Vegas only has one guy. They got. Basically, Crosby, Max Crosby.
Who do you think's going to get up first?
It's
a hot take thing. Maybe we can all have an opinion about it.
I think New England is dog shit this year. I think people are really high on them, and I do. No, it's not even a bias thing. I think everybody is high on them. I think this matchup. Not looking at fantasy. I think Las Vegas.
Don't dead name the Raiders.
I think the Vegas Raiders are going to smoke New England, and I think people are going to reset their expectations of what New England is after week 1.
So you think Ashton Genty's going to put up some fucking points then?
I think Genty's going to have a good game.
Once again, pushing Tabby's team into a
That's why
direction.
I think it's going to be a high score.
Yeah, New England's defense is the issue here, unfortunately. I think their offense is going to take a leap. I think their offense, they made a lot of good moves. They got Will Campbell, who's a fucking dog on the line. Like, they made a lot of good moves in the offseason offensively. Yep. You're right. Defensively, they have not
they didn't
really
make any drafts for that or anything?
Nothing of any note that I can remember.
I think they worked on their O-line this year.
That's Will Campbell's an offensive lineman who's the dude who was crying on stage. Like, what do you want to say? He goes, I'm going to die before they get to my quarterback. And I'm like, yeah!
That's an attitude with God.
He's the best. Anyway, that being said, Trayvon Henderson does have the bonus upside of being their punt returner. Or kickoff and punt returner. He ran his first.
You know how many points you get for return yards in our league?
Zero. You got to score a touchdown though. Touchdown, you get 6.
You get 6 points for a touchdown.
That's a sneaky upside.
Swinging.
It's a sneaky upside.
If you're running back 1 and you get that bonus, that's a pretty.
That's what I'm saying. He's the guy.
Where you're getting, he's not the running back.
Not Ramondre.
Ramondre Stevenson is on. Ramondre Stevenson is on the depth chart, and so sorry to jump in. The situation about getting touches, that is a split backfield right now. Season long, Henderson is going to be the guy. He has a lot more upside.
Ramondre Stevenson is
going into week 1. Ramondre is going to get 40% of the touches. I don't like that your RB2 is a backup in my mind.
I don't think
you have a better chance of swinging with Bigsby, Tank Bigsby.
Why is Tank Bigsby different than Travis Etienne, though?
I'll tell you why. Because Tank Bigsby, while Etienne, we look at my hope. I love Etienne this year, but the Jaguars have labeled them specifically 1A and 1B, so they are splitting the carries. Definitely. They're going to go with the hot hand. Liam Cohen is the new coach there, and he's kind of a running back, quarterback, offensive guru, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I think they're going up against a Carolina defense that's porous. I think Bigsby has more upside than Henderson. That's just me. I think that's his mistake.
To me, Ramondre this is my Ramondre.
You'd have to have made a choice about any of it for it to be a mistake.
Ramondre's just going to drop the ball immediately.
So who do you think is going to win this matchup, Logan?
You didn't get down my tight end. I like my tight end.
James Conner's a good tight end. Oh, not James David Njoku. Fuck, my eyes broke for a second. David Njoku's a good tight end. Mark Andrews is Mark Andrews is splitting the backfield with Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely's hurt, isn't he, or something?
Likely's okay.
I thought Likely was hurt. Anyway, he's taking tight end touches from Mark Andrews. You smoke him on the tight end front with James Conner.
I'll sing Sean's praises on this one. Njoku at the end of last season was getting on average 10 to 11 targets a week, which is stellar for a tight end. Yeah. Normally you're looking at 4 to 6. So he's going to get opportunities, especially with Flacco at the helm.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yeah. And you got your boy Cameron Little. You got your boy.
I like Cameron Little.
That being said, I think you take the week. My problem is I don't even know if I have a better change for you, because except for maybe Calvin Ridley is the only thing, but he's gonna get Patrick Surtain on him, and
that's my thing. Like I'm willing to modify my bench. Obviously, my Ricky Pearsall choice is not my end all be all here, but I got Ridley, Hunter, and that's it. Yeah. My only other change for Ken, not that he would change it, is maybe Jordan Addison for his quarterback.
Is put Jordan Addison in for the Detroit defense. You're right. Maybe put Jake Ferguson in for Mark Andrews. I think Jake Fergie was real good 2 years ago, and everybody on the Cowboys was down last year. And I think this is, unfortunately, as much as I hate to admit it, probably will be a good revitalization year for the Cowboys. They got all their pieces back. They're healthy. They've got a new...
Are they in the division with you?
No, they're in the NFC.
They're the same division with Tabby, Washington Commanders.
Yes, yeah. NFC
Hot take,
West, East.
Looking at Ken's team, I don't think there's anything that he's going to be able to do to beat Sean this week.
Yeah.
But even so, Jacoby Myers is going to have a great game. I'm going to say that right now because
I need that because I have him in our other league.
It's historically, what do they call them? Revenge games.
Revenge games. Yeah.
So Myers played for the Patriots.
Oh.
So look for him to want to stick it to the Pats.
Jerry Jeudy's best game last year was when Denver played.
Over a point over his number.
I would say Myers.
We need to get a little
probably
so we
start.
Can remember in the
well,
thing.
You know what? I was going to say, looking at his McConkey, AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, that's tough.
That's he's going to take out.
So my hot take is
somebody.
Yeah, no matter what, he's going to have a really good score on the bench.
Yeah.
Okay, I think so too.
Yep.
Sorry, Ken.
So you both agree that I'm going to take this one. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a hot take? So which player should I take off my bench? Do you think Hunter's going to do good against Carolina? I think Carolina is going to be a pretty good team this year.
Hunter's one of those players that
we don't know yet.
We don't know. If you wasted a high draft pick, you didn't. You can wait and see what he
got him
does.
6th, 7th, or 8th. I got him right before I picked up Pearsall.
Yeah, I think
he's probably the 5th or 6th would be my guess.
I think Pearsall's a safer bet than Hunter. Hunter is a swing and miss guy.
This is my little... I'm a San Francisco guy now.
Yeah.
So that's the choice that I made in the offseason was that I'm going to root for a team in San Francisco. I like me some San Francisco.
I like
red for San Francisco. You're doing dark blue for yours, and they're doing another blue for Dolphins.
I like how your roster's set up. I think Ridley... It's tough to put Ridley in your flex. Yeah, you could start Ridley over Pearsall. I know he's going to say he's getting shadowed, but Cam Ward's got to throw it to somebody. So
the tight end. Well, we don't know who
we'll
they
see.
are. We'll see.
Chigga
Yeah, I think across the board we all think Sean's going to win. Is that the first one that we all agree on?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I agree on it.
You love that.
I like that.
You love that.
We'll see. Hopefully,
you know what that means?
We all have consensus.
You know what that means? We're all going to be
wrong. Oh, no! Alrighty. So let's go. We got Kamish, which is Casinator's team, versus the Happy Pancakes. Happy Pancakes last year was a dog water team. Sorry, Jimmy, if you're listening to this. But this year, I think you did a much better job in your draft. Don't just throw away your players if they have a little bit of a downtime.
Yeah,
I don't want to see Mike Evans on the waiver wire.
He was right. That's all I'm going to say is he was right.
And I don't want to see... Did he also drop... who's the tight end we were talking about?
Mark
Andrews?
No, that was
Mike all year.
Mike dropped Mark Andrews.
Guys, relax. It's okay.
Jimmy was right. I'll die on this hill. Jimmy was right.
Mike, I guess.
They were right. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, man. Maybe they're
Break it down.
They're playing the long game.
Anywho.
All right. So let's from a quarterback perspective, I think it's a little bit of a push is what that would show. Actually, I think Dak Prescott's going to kick ass this week.
Crazy Justin Fields is projected to get 17 points. I don't know, that
think
seems
that
high.
Justin Fields might get around his projection. I think he's going to be a little low in that projection. I think that and maybe it was just some of the preseason game action that we saw. Justin Fields didn't really shake it like I think I was kind of expecting him to. It's one of the reasons why I didn't try and pick him up. I would have picked him up instead of Drake May. I think you picked him up right before me as my backup.
Yeah, I drafted him as my first quarterback.
Yeah. So I would say this one's not too far off, but I'd say Dak's probably got an edge here because I think this is going to be a higher scoring game, like you were saying. I think the Cowboys are going to, hopefully 4 George Pickens touchdowns.
4
this game. Moving on to the next section. I think that Happy Pancakes again have a small advantage over Casinator's team with Amon-Ra St. Brown and Malik Neighbors. I think that Neighbors is going to get the ball a couple times. I think he's going to find the end zone. And I think that, it is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that there's a small advantage over, again, the Tyreek Tedero McMillan. I hope Tedero McMillan outperforms my expectations. I have him on the league. But once again, similar to Mbuka and similar to Golden, we don't really know how they're going to play until they play. So once again, I think Happy Pancakes has a small advantage overall here. Moving into the running back situation, I think that Bijan Robinson and Kyron Williams are going to wreck face versus the Alvin Kamara, Tyrone Tracy stack. I think Tyrone Tracy is going to probably outperform expectations, and Alvin Kamara will be hitting his numbers, which are decent numbers. But I think that Bijan Robinson, especially if Atlanta gets up at all against Tampa, he might be the best running back in the league at this moment. Like, not even just because he's rated that way, but Saquon with his fragility and Chris McCaffrey with his fragility and Jahmyr Gibbs with his split backfield. I think Bijan is kind of the undisputed running back one.
I think pretty close.
Oh no, I was just saying one.
One plus one plus one.
And Kyron Williams, again, I think has a really strong play. Houston's a tough defense, and I'm a little concerned Kyron is going to have some injury potential pretty mid in the season. I'm hoping that he stands strong. They did draft his clone this year, so we'll see when he begins splitting time a little bit. And if he gets some more quality time where he's out on the field, not just for every fucking running back play, but only when he can actually get some points or whatnot, it might not be a bad thing for him to not get beaten down as much. Yeah. This is Kyle Pitts' year.
It's Kyle Pitts' year.
Kyle Pitts' year.
I'm telling you,
pull
boys.
the banner down.
That being
Kyle
said,
Pitts'
I think
year.
Trey McBride is going to highly outperform his 10.94. Kyle Pitts, I think, can also outperform his. I think he might find the end zone in this game, in this matchup, versus Tampa, because I think that this is going to be one of the higher Atlanta-Tampa. I think is going to be a higher scoring play than we're thinking.
Yep.
And then Achane in the flex is a solid freaking flex play is all I'm going to say, versus Jalen Waddle, who, if Tyreek's actually healthy and playing the ball and playing the game, then Waddle's not going to get quite the target share. But there's going to be some target share freed up because their tight end isn't as dominant as Jonas Smith was. Rest in peace with the Pittsburgh. Rest in Pitts.
Rest in Pitts. You're telling me, what's his rap name?
Waddle's a rap name?
No, Darren
Waller.
Darren Waller left the NFL to go rap.
He was a Pittsburgh. No, Freiermuth's their other.
Yeah.
Freiermuth is their tight end. No, he played for the Giants and retired.
While you're looking that up, McManus versus
D-Wall.
Younghoe Coop. Nothing to say about that, except I hope Brandon McManus has a stellar game. And Minnesota versus Kansas City. I have Kansas as my defense in the other league because I think Kansas is going to slow down the Chargers in that foreign game. I think defenses have a better time stopping the other players who are jet lagged.
Okay.
And that brings us to the bench situation. So once again, I think this is going to be a closer match than this represents, but Casey's got it.
Yeah, there's an old saying that defense travels well. It's very my old football coach grandpa used to say it all the time. He goes, defense travels well. You got a good defense, you'll do well on the road.
Well, they're going far. They're going to Brazil.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think they're the biggest weakness is far and away Tyrone Tracy. Unfortunately, he's just he had a good surprise year last year, but he's now got Cam Scadaboo in the backfield to share some time with.
I mean, obviously, you should be putting Garendo in there, right?
I mean, Isaac Garendo, 1.96 points.
I mean, if CMC goes down in the
I feel like someone started
4
Isaac
seconds.
Garendo week 1 last year.
No, it didn't.
No, I thought you did.
Oh, it did. You're right. Yes, it did. You're right. And Jordan Mason said.
And how many points did
We
he get
didn't
you?
even we didn't actually see him on the sidelines until the end of the game.
He needed 1 point for me or some shit like
Something
that.
crazy.
He
One,
actually had a close game the first match.
yeah, it was like literally like I need like 2 carries from him or
I
something.
had picked up Jordan Mason and held him, and he was
and
freaking out, going, "I can only get a running back," and it was like, "I can only get."
To your credit, you did offer him to me, and I didn't take it.
I did.
So now we look at the. So what's your thing? Do you think Casey's got it this week?
Yeah, I think.
We both are gonna fucking throw these games up.
Yeah, my only. Nothing can save Jimmy. I'm sorry to say, I don't think, unless Cooper Kupp goes to Seattle and is revitalized, but that won't do him any good on his bench. You know, I think this is unfortunately not the week for old Jimbo Slice.
Yeah, I don't. I think that his bench is a little bit weak sauce, unfortunately.
Yeah, I do think Rome is under talked about as could have a good second year wide receiver, because like people like Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors are talked about as the big good second year wide receivers. But I do think Rome in a new Brian Thomas Jr. in a new kind of reorganized Chicago offense could kind of come back around as a good solid target for Caleb.
I think Cooper Kupp with a change of scenery might do a little better too. I know that he slighted you last year. On the subject of your bench, I like your Pacheco. I like your Rashee Rice. If you can hold off on 6 weeks for his suspension to get closed. When's their bye week?
Kansas City?
Is it 5 or 7 or?
I can't remember.
I
want to say it's after.
I love your Golden on the bench. Golden might be your Ibuka choice, but with Devon Achane versus Indianapolis, there's no chance he's going to be infesting your flex at all.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get your choice of which rookie pans out. You'll pick them, and they'll be your new wide receiver too. JJ McCarthy as a slide in there is real good. Kinshon Judkins. We'll see how the Cleveland Blackfield evolves. I have Dylan Sampson on my bench as well.
Yep.
I think that
Jerome Forgier, baby.
You're gonna get a solid victory, not crazy over the top, because I think that Jimmy's main team is a decent team, but I think you got a good prospectus for your year coming up.
When I drafted this team, I looked at who was going to get the most opportunities. I talk about, and I will hammer that all season long, about in order to win fantasy, in order to score more points, your players have to have opportunities. And I think Tyreek is a guy that people are sleeping on after having a down year last year. I think at where I got him, I feel like I stole him.
You got him at 6 or 7?
No, I got him in the 4th round, but he just sat and sat and sat. It might have even been the 5th round.
When did he go in our other league?
He went 4th or 5th round. He's been dropping consistently, and that's fine.
He's 45 years
Dolphins
old.
Kool-Aid that I drink aside, he's a possession receiver, and I think they're going to have to go back to the well, especially if rumors are they want to trade him. They got to show value. How do you show value? You got to let him play the ball. You got to let him get opportunities. I think McMillan, as far as receivers, rookie receivers particularly, I was hesitant about him, but knowing that he was brought in as the number 1 guy, seeing that Carolina felt comfortable and confident enough in trading away Adam Thielen, who was kind of the safety blanket for Bryce Young.
That's a bold move.
Them trading him away says that they feel very confident in their wide receiving core, led by McMillan.
Yeah.
I think he's primed to have a Jamar Chase type of breakout rookie season. On my running backs, I love. Matchup-wise, I am scared of Jimmy. I'm scared of him this week because his receivers are stellar.
Yeah.
And while I'm not high on Waddle, McBride, Neighbors, St. Brown, those guys could all go off.
Dak could too. Dak could honestly air it out and fucking.
I obviously I'm going to pick myself, but I think it'll be closer than I want it to be.
Yeah.
I'm going to root for a blowout. Sorry, Jimmy, but I do think I'll win by a little bit.
Looking at the matchups on the side, who do you guys think is going to be the highest scoring team for this week?
Highest scoring team is going to be Tabby.
It's crazy because you'll have to be the second highest scoring team because I'm going to win.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Yep. I'd have to go. Just give me a parse through real quick. Okay.
Tabby or John McGurk.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then me in third.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I hate to say it. It's probably Casey would be my bet of the highest scoring team this week. And if Ken had a better running back duo, I'd probably put him up there. But
I think it's gonna be me.
Yeah,
I like that. I like
like
it a
the
lot.
confidence.
Okay.
It's beyond confidence. It's knowledge. That's my hot take.
How do you feel about the fantasy season as a whole as we get into this? I know we're gonna wrap up here soon, but
Yeah. So I think starting it off, I would say that I feel like the draft in general for our league here went really well.
Yeah.
I feel like people are interested and engaged, and I feel like even the one who did an auto draft is becoming engaged, and we're gonna have a Thursday watch party, so we all get the opportunity to shit on each other during that. And if not us, then the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I think that I'm already so much more engaged in loving the concept of fantasy football after a year of inoculation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited. What do you guys think?
I think this is going to be the most fun that we have as a group. And I thought last year was tremendous. I was going to quickly follow up. I'll let you answer that too.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to follow up by asking, what do you see as a difference between your preparation and start for week 1 last year and your preparation and start for week 1 this year?
Well, my preparation for last year was that I was King Theoden before as he was aging and decrepit. And I had Grima Wormtongue speaking into my ear, and I thought football was bad, and I just accepted whatever Grima told me, and that got me a second place victory. And through that process, I have Gandalf the Wise, who is none of you guys. It's just my own personal feelings, and he woke me up, and I'm ready to die on the field, hopefully with a first place victory.
Love it.
You're looking forward
This is the Witch King of Angmar.
coming over the hill to the west in the morning on the morning of the final battle. I'm excited.
Rohan shall answer it.
I'm excited for I'm very happy with my home draft. I'm very happy. I'm not very happy with this draft, but I'm pretty happy with this draft in a lot of ways. And I'm excited about my actual football team again this year. So like it's a good
That's the bonus. Right there.
and it's also fun to have. I think you would ask me of like, have I ever had someone to like people like to bullshit with like about this kind of thing. And it was a long time ago, back when I just finished high school, me and my friends then were doing it. Like that was just bullshit and that was it. I haven't had that in the past 15 years, it feels like. So it's nice to have it again, to be able to tell Casey that Tyreek is washed. And he goes, and he's like, oh, fuck you. He's going to be the offensive player of the year. And, because he told me
he's
that.
going to break his leg next week.
That's right. And I'd be like, no, fuck you. He's going to be offensive player of the year. And it's just, it's just how it goes. It's fun to have that again, especially with a group of friends that I've so intertwined with being a big fucking nerd. That it's like, oh wait, sports are nerdy, and you can add stats and graphs and numbers to sports and make it fun for nerds.
Isn't it great to see, like, from someone who, like, Logan and I have been doing this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have in our own separate worlds, but we've done fantasy sports for a long time, and to see someone introduced to it right off the bat, you took to just wanting to grok as much knowledge and just be a sponge. And seeing you kind of evolve into the Mad King, if you will, has been really, really a joy to kind of see. Just from a perspective of other leagues that I have, I'm so tired of the shit talking and banter that I have with. It's nice to be able, it's refreshing to kind of reintroduce that here and to see the camaraderie. We work hard here at RPA, but we also play hard, and this is an opportunity that people can kind of open up themselves a little more.
On the subject of what Logator said, with the in-person aspect of the league, obviously you have a home league.
Yeah.
What is the last time you had a solid in-person? Was it college?
So the league that I'm currently in has been my league for almost 20 years, and it was from college. We have, over the last 9 years or so, we make it a point every year to congregate
Meet up,
for the draft.
You guys did that this year?
This year, unfortunately, it didn't happen. We had a plan, and it kind of fell through. We're going to try and do a retreat, I think, in January or February. But we always meet up once a year to kind of shit talk and catch up on each other's lives. But fantasy football is an awesome way, especially with friends who are far and wide around the country, that we can kind of maintain that connection and that bond and not feel like complete strangers, while at the same time bad mouthing and trash talking, and you keep that kind of sense that
fighting for your own honor.
I feel like I'm in college some days, so it's cool.
Well, as long as we all wake up on time and still study, then it should be a good college version of that.
That's right.
Because I struggled out with that.
It took me 8 years to get a 4-year degree. You know how that goes.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the first actual full, hopefully all the audio
I hope
is good.
this sounds good.
I can't
episode
do this again.
of the Apotheconversation. And we'll try and trim up these conversations in the future, keep it into the 45-minute round.
Yeah.
I think that I really appreciate the guys joining me, Logan.
Thank you.
And Casey, and look forward to Logan's.
Got both of you.
Yes. Look forward to Logan's. I was gonna wrap your stream. Don't Go Hollow, streaming every Wednesday at from 6 to 8. I hope everyone has a great day, and let's hope this looks
I beefed it.
good.